Hey, YouTubers. So, for those of you who haven't watched my channel every once in a while, for the most part, this is just a educational teaching channel, and I want to share something with you guys. That I just went to a Bible study. And before you turn off the camera, you might want to hear some stories because there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that a lot of people aren't aware of. We're starting to understand our power to heal one another, especially people who are in a really bad state. When you all you have to do is build the confidence and understand that positive thinking creates our reality. Uh, the placebo effect is a real thing, right? The placebo effect, and doctors haven't caught up. The majority of the medical community doesn't understand that in a lot of ways, when you try to give a symptom to somebody, you're cursing them because you're actually implanting an idea in someone's head when you say that, oh, you are sick. You're not sick. You only believe that you're sick. I heard two testimonies today, one from a pastor and one from his son, actually. His son was a Gulf War vet, and he suffered PTSD, he said, profoundly. And so he gave this testimony when we were at a Bible study, and we were talking about the power of understanding who we are and the power that we have over our own lives. And he was on medications for a long time, and he actually ended up selling his house and moving home with his family because he couldn't really even go out in public without being, in the presence of his mom, just because he felt like everybody was attacking him from all these different angles, right? It's just post-traumatic stress from being in a wartime. And he got to where he just told himself that he was fine, and he was able to get himself off of those medications and just, made a positive effort just to do that for himself. He was able to get rid of all of his medications, wasn't on any medications, kind of moved all the way past out of his PTSD, and then even healed himself of his carpal tunnel that he had in his wrists. His dad, who's a pastor of a church in a church not too far from here, witnessed a testimony of somebody who was going in for had a brain tumor, a pretty serious brain tumor, and they basically, they laid hands on him and said, "This tumor is drying up, and we will dry up at its roots, and it will have no effect on you." And their next trip in the doctor's office, when they went in for surgery and they did an exam, they said that it had literally dried up, and the tumor was not active in their brain at all. And they went in there and just took out the little piece that was left, uh, gone, healed. And this is the second time they've been able to do that for somebody. Um, the power of our words and how we portray ourselves to each other is very powerful. We have a healing effect, when we lift each other up and say, "You are whole. There's nothing wrong with you." The society that we live in is built around fear and fear of lack. There is no reason to fear of lack. Witnessed so many testimonies of things that have happened in that Bible study. It was an amazing Bible study. And hold on a second. I'm going to get just my Bible real quick, because this is a verse that I opened up before I went in there, and I wanted to read it to you guys really quick. Really simple. Sometimes, I talk about Jesus on this channel quite a bit because he was somebody that had healed himself completely and released all of his own burdens. And he was teaching he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And I was asked, we were asked that question, and I spoke up and I said, he was teaching a way. Now think about, I draw cards on here, and the tarot is actually a very old set of cards. And the reason that the tarot was built was it was a system to guide yourself energetically in a direction of self-mastery and self-awareness and understanding the self and the power of the self. Those cards, teach you how you can master your own energy by blocking energies that are trying to feed off of you and getting into your creative energy and just creating for yourself and the people around you. And that process heals you from the inside out. Not only that, but you're breathing correctly, right? You're not trying to sell yourself, because you're actually creating a sense of wholeness within the self. And then you just manifest what you need. A lot of YouTubers talk about manifestation, but this is a real thing. But you really have to walk the path. That's not something that can really be taught, right? We can heal each other, but you have to heal the mind and forgive the self, and not think negatively about something that you've done in the past. Because if you're thinking about the past and something that you have done, you'll pull yourself energetically into that, whatever it is that state of mind, which is why the book of Job is so powerful. And the state of the heart is about how you are loving yourself and how you're transmitting that to the people around you. When you're not in a healed state, when you're not thinking of yourself in the right way, that's the energy that you project, and that's what's created the fear of lack in society and the money in and of itself, right? Money is a manifestation of that unhealed state, and a feeling like you need to feed off of your environment without being able to naturally, abundantly create. I mean, think about Jesus' story. He was able to heal anybody of anything, create fish or whatever anybody needed. Hey, we got food here. Just feed them, right? Throw your nets overboard. The world is full of abundance. You don't have to worry about anything. And so I just randomly opened the Bible today before I went in there, and I opened it to Proverbs chapter 1, which says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice." In other words, the only thing that really ever matters is the state of your heart. And, as long as your heart is in the right place, and you have to start with how you view yourself, because how you view yourself is how you're going to, view the people around you. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Two really powerful testimonies that, we all have power to heal anybody of anything, and ourselves including. But you have to be able to heal yourself. And then when you think about yourself before you can heal anybody else, right? You have to be in that healed state. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of you guys. And when it feels like you need to constantly, sell yourself in any way, like, I need to do this or that, you're creating stress, and it feels like you'll always be in a state of lack. We live in a world of abundance. And so making sure that you're in your creative energy and creating for yourself, and then at the same time creating that for other people, out of a good place and a good heart is what really creates fulfillment, right? I mean, and then we get to a place where we can build together. So I do really appreciate you guys' support. We're going to draw cards because I love to feel the group collective state of consciousness and see where you guys are at. Maybe something that you guys need to hear other than what I just said. I'll reoccur that message over and over and over, but it's really important to forgive yourself. If you're feeling down on yourself, and it's like, or if you've been stuck in a place for a long time, just get up and get moving. And then just think of something that makes you happy, what you want to do. And it'll all happen for you. Ace of Pentacles. Right? To me, the Ace of Pentacles, or the Pentacles, all the Pentacles, are fruits of the Spirit. And so this is the infinite fruits of the Spirit. And the Ten of Pentacles. On the left-hand side, we've got a little bit of worry. Choices and judgment. This is still a little bit unsure about where we're going, but we're putting pieces parts of ourselves that have been laying dormant. The Judgment card is a wake-up call. See how blowing a trumpet. And so it's like the dead are rising, right? Judgment Day. Right. And so and those are the dead parts of yourself that have been laid dormant, right? It's like you wake up. This is just a vessel. I'm just accessing this reality. I'm the creator, right? And that's how you get in that creative energy. You're creating your own state of mind, your own state of being, and you can create that in somebody else. Create anything. And so right now it feels like this is just infinite possibilities. What are we going to do now? Now that we can create anything together, how are we going to create that for each other, right? I don't know. And there could be a little bit of residual worry around that, but there's a lot of potential there, right? So take this as it resonates. This could be somebody, this could be somebody in your environment. You feel like you feel like you need to go help somebody that's maybe worrying too much, or it's nothing to worry about, right? Nothing to worry about. With the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, right? Because ministering to somebody can have such an effect on their lives. And we're there for each other to help each other know that, that Christos, that Christ consciousness is available at all times to any one of us. All we have to do is just let go of the past and say, stay present, and then allow yourself to get in that energetic state and get moving and get in your creative energy. What else do we got? A little bit of conflict around the worrying. These are coming out together. So this is how goes back to what I'm saying. This is how you're healing conflict in the body. King of Cups is that loving energy where that's how you ground out conflict in the body. This is the conflict in the body. So we're healing this state as a group collective, right? This is a collective consciousness. So we're healing this state of mind, this conflicted state of worry, with the kind old elder within us is healing that state of being. Because it's right. You don't have to worry about you. You're fine. Just what is it? Are you here to create? And if you need to bleed out negative energy, reach out for that kind old elder and say, hey, just relax, take care of yourself, love yourself, because there's nothing wrong with you, right? If you're holding on to, that's just, anytime we're holding on to some kind of old idea of ourselves, right? All these are going together. We got the Judgment wake-up call and that healing energy of worry and conflict within the body. This conflict, this Five of Swords has always really interested me, because if you look at this card, if you're looking outside of yourself, to me, this is the correct way to view this card are the different aspects within yourself that might be in conflict with each other. Now, you could look at your external environment and say, you could be any one of these people, right? The person looking back, feeling like they won, the person walking away, or the one grieving, or the person walking away, right? Like there was a battle that had been fought. Take it as it resonates. What is this to you guys? So we're just unlocking empathy. forward. Balancing both dark and light. So, when you're balancing dark and light, you're obviously blocking off negative energies and then blasting forward positive energy, right? Forward. So, blocking those negative energies forces all those energies to heal. This is why the way, the truth, and the life is so powerful, because when you put yourself in service altruistically to people, naturally you're protected, right? There's an energetic exchange. You have to get a return on that energy. And so it heals you, it builds your faith. Everything that's written in this book is about the state of the heart and health. And we actually went through that today in this Bible study. We're talking about all the old covenants, whether it was the Abrahamic covenant or all the ones that followed the Mosaic covenant. All of those were external representations of a healed state of being within the self. And then they tried to bring laws in to try and represent that, where there was circumcision, which is actually a type and shadow of a circumcision of the heart, where you've healed your heart space, or your heart starts wide open, where you're able to heal yourself from the inside out, and your heart is light as a feather. Also, the Mosaic covenant was the same thing, right? Where Moses brought the law, but the law was just in the same thing as love your neighbor as yourself, right? Love God of all things and love your neighbor as yourself. But God is just your state of being, right? Your consciousness, which is everybody else's. And so when you understand that, you understand that we can create whatever state of being for each other, and say, as long as you believe, you are healed. You are healed. This is one thing that, it doesn't matter how much you tell somebody that they're healed. If they won't believe it, then it's their vessel. You can't force somebody to feel like they're healed. Yeah. Let's just get an oracle card and call it a day. If you guys have anything to say about this reading, let me know. How are you feeling towards this? Does it feel like parts of your soul are waking up? Are you getting rid of that worry and anxiety within yourself? Are you creating balance in your life? Right? What are you guys doing? Your self-worth is everything, right? We should never need to prove ourselves to anybody. Ask and you shall receive. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye. You are healed. Remember that. If you're ever experiencing any problems, just tell yourself, it's like, I'm healed. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing. Never was. Love you guys.